The quaint coastal town of Seabreeze Cove had always been a canvas of vibrant stories and whispered legends. Nestled at the edge of the cliff, overlooking the restless sea, stood its most enigmatic landmark, the old lighthouse, a solitary sentinel guarding secrets of the past. Eleanor, a writer with a passion for uncovering hidden tales, arrived in Seabreeze Cove one misty morning. Drawn by the allure of the lighthouse, she sought to unravel the stories it silently harbored. The town, draped in a blanket of fog, seemed to whisper tales of yore, inviting her into its memory-laden embrace. As Eleanor wandered through the cobbled streets, she encountered locals whose eyes twinkled with untold narratives. Each person she met spun a thread of the lighthouse's lore, tales of shipwrecks, long-lost loves, and nights when the lighthouse's light guided more than just ships at sea. That evening, Eleanor stood at the base of the lighthouse, its towering presence casting a long shadow under the moonlight. The door, weathered and worn, creaked open at her touch, revealing a spiral staircase winding upwards, each step a promise of stories untold. Climbing the stairs, Eleanor felt the weight of countless untold stories surrounding her. The lighthouse, a keeper of memories, seemed to come alive, its walls echoing with the laughter and tears of those it had witnessed. At the top, she gazed out at the sea, the lighthouse's beacon cutting through the darkness, a guide for wandering souls. Inside the lighthouse, Eleanor discovered a room that seemed untouched by time. Dust-laden books lined the shelves, and an old desk sat by the window, bathed in the moon's silver glow. It was as if the keeper had just stepped out, leaving his legacy for her to uncover. Amidst the relics of the past, she found a journal, its pages yellowed with age. The handwriting, elegant yet hurried, spoke of the lighthouse's history, a beacon for the lost and a witness to the trials and triumphs of Seabreeze Cove's inhabitants. The journal revealed stories of sailors rescued from tempestuous seas, of forbidden love between a keeper and a village maiden, and of a fateful night when the light failed, leading to a tragedy that haunted the town. As the night deepened, Eleanor felt a connection with the lighthouse's past keepers. She imagined their solitary vigils, their hopes and fears, and the sense of duty that bound them to this place. The lighthouse was more than a structure. It was a testament to human resilience and the unyielding power of the sea. With each page turned, Eleanor realized that the lighthouse was a character in itself, shaping the destiny of those who sought its guidance. Its stories were not just recorded in the journal but etched in the very walls and windows that had stood the test of time. As dawn broke, Eleanor emerged from the lighthouse, the journal clutched in her hands. The town, now bathed in the warm hues of sunrise, seemed to awaken with her, its every nook whispering secrets of the past. Venturing into the heart of Seabreeze Cove, Eleanor encountered remnants of the tales she'd read about. The old dock where sailors once disembarked, the secluded cove mentioned in a tale of forbidden love, and the town square, a silent witness to celebrations and sorrows. Each landmark she visited breathed life into the stories. The cove was not just a scenic spot but a sanctuary of hidden love letters carved into rocks. The town square, with its ancient oak tree, held carvings of names and dates, a testament to the lives that had passed through. In the midst of her exploration, Eleanor met an elderly woman, Grace, who had lived in the town her entire life. Grace's eyes sparkled with wisdom as she shared her own memories of the lighthouse, how it had been a beacon of hope during her husband's years at sea. Grace led Eleanor to a hidden part of the lighthouse, revealing a mural that depicted the history of Seabreeze Cove. The mural, painted by various keepers over the years, was a vibrant tapestry of the town's soul, intertwining the fates of those who had called it home. Inspired by Grace's stories, Eleanor spent the day delving deeper into the town's history. She visited the local library where archives of old newspapers and photographs provided a window into the lighthouse's impact on generations of residents. Each article and photo told a different story: celebrations of safe returns from sea, commemorations of the lighthouse's anniversaries, and accounts of the rare times the light had faltered, reminding the town of its vulnerability. As the sun began to set, Eleanor returned to the lighthouse, her mind swirling with the stories and lives intertwined with this beacon of light. Climbing to the top, she watched the sunset, feeling a profound connection to the countless sunsets witnessed by the keepers before her. That night, under a blanket of stars, Eleanor wrote in her own journal, adding her story to the legacy of the lighthouse. She wrote of her journey, her discoveries, and how the lighthouse had illuminated not just the sea, but the hearts of those it touched. In the quiet of the night, the lighthouse seemed to whisper its approval, its light a steady pulse in the darkness. Eleanor knew that her visit was more than a quest for stories. It was a pilgrimage to a place where past and present merged, where every whisper of the wind and wave told a tale. As the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, Eleanor closed her journal. Her time in Seabreeze Cove was coming to an end, but the journey had changed her. The lighthouse, with its myriad of stories, had become a part of her, a beacon in her own life's journey. Before leaving, Eleanor met with the townsfolk to share what she had learned. Gathered in the town square, under the old oak tree, they listened intently as she recounted the tales from the lighthouse, breathing new life into their shared heritage. The stories sparked a newfound appreciation among the residents. They spoke of restoring the lighthouse, preserving it not just as a historical landmark, but as a living chronicle of their collective memory and identity. With a heart full of memories, Eleanor bid farewell to Seabreeze Cove. The lighthouse stood tall and proud in the morning light, its beacon a symbol of hope and guidance, a reminder that every soul has a story worth telling. As she drove away, Eleanor glanced back at the lighthouse one last time. She knew that while her story with the lighthouse was ending, its tales would continue to echo through time, a timeless guardian of stories watching over the waves and the lives it touched.